let's pull up. Let's talk a little James Gunn. Here you go, Tom. I'll give you something in your wheelhouse.
Esquire chats with Superman director James Gunn. This is a video that we're gonna show a quick bunch of this. It's like we're gonna go through this. It's about 3 minutes as we, get ready for Superman. And let's take a look at this. A lot of answers here. Okay, we know James Gunn has been a focal point for a lot of the PR for Superman. We'll go through this. It's almost 4 minutes. We'll pause and comment, but I want to share this with everyone. You ready, Alan?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
I think that we all want to have people in power who have our best interests in mind.
Esquire Philippines presents this and chats with James Gunn. How do you make a movie about the greatest superhero, one that doesn't just entertain?
He's like some softball type. So they probably picked the easiest questions for him.
Well, I've actually talked to a couple people who've seen the movie now, so I'm getting hopeful.
Positive reactions is what I was reading.
Mostly positive so far, and people that I know directly. I can't say much more than that, but yeah.
I'm gonna see it on that Tuesday for the early access ones. I got it through Amazon
too. Yeah.
The Monday was sold out. But the Tuesday I was able to get some.
Oh, they didn't even have. I didn't even know there was a Monday. I just got, whatever day it was.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. It's the second day or whatever it is. I think it's Tuesday, but I could be wrong.
Well, I'm very aware of the iconography of Superman. I'm aware of what he means, many different things to many different people. The fun in the movie is getting to the bottom of who Superman is as a person in the middle of all that. We kind of see more kind of Superman's complex personality, the fact that he is his flaws. We see a little bit more. Even though this is a very kind, very good Superman, we see he can be a little bit stubborn. He can be a little bit impulsive in what his actions are. And he has got a really, incredibly complex personality, as does Lois. And so that means their interaction is, triply complex because of
this music.
I actually like, I think they actually, even through that scene of them arguing that everyone's not happy with, they have good chemistry, those two.
Triply complex because of.
I think they'll be good together.
This music in the background isn't helping.
I know it's gonna get us killed.
It's a little high in the mix. Esquire Philippines, but okay, we're getting some more insight here. Let's continue.
So I think it's cool to see.
Are you concerned about dropping audiences in the middle of a fully formed world?
Because I've screened the movie for so many people and saw people.
I don't think that really matters too much. People know where most of these characters come from, except for like Mr. Terrific. Who the knows who that guy is? I know who he is, but most people have no idea who the hell he is. Hawk Girl, people know who she is. Most people have watched the Justice League cartoon. Guy Gardner, nobody really knows who the he is. But he's a Green Lantern, so you can just assume. But they've never really done Green Lantern very well.
That was one of the things that I had heard, is that the tone of the movie is a lot like the 90s Superman cartoon, which, of course, led into the Justice League and shit. So, yeah. So maybe, hopeful.
People aren't confused, so I know from fact that it's not confusing, but
has Grace Randolph seen it?
I don't think so. And if she has, I haven't seen her review.
I need to see Grace's review.
Well, nobody can technically do a review yet. They're under embargo till the 7th or whatever. So
I'm going to talk about it as soon as I see it.
That's the 7th or 8th or whatever. But anybody who's seen it now so far is technically under embargo. So yeah. That's why some pundits have gotten away with giving their friends reactions, which I think is like what John Campea did. So, without naming any names.
Okay.
We're used to seeing movies with protagonists, and Superman is definitely the protagonist of Superman. And he has his work friends, and he has his play friends. Now, I don't know if the Justice Gang are his play friends or his work friends, and if the Daily Planet are his work friends or his play friends, but that's the two groups of his friends from different places. And just because they have insignias on their costumes or superpowers doesn't mean they're not like any other supporting character in any movie.
See, and that's kind of what I was told. Yeah. See, and that's kind of what I was. I interpreted it a certain way that may not have been correct, but that's kind of what I was told too. Was that all these extra characters, not to worry about it. Basically, they're treated like normal characters in an action film, kind of thing.
Okay.
3 times as
so
many.
The way he's explaining it now kind of makes sense.
That they're just supporting characters? I mean, that's what I was assuming.
Yeah, like he has 2 worlds. He has his work world where you have your friends and stuff at your work world. He has his family, and then he has his super world where he has work friends there too, basically. Yeah.
Speaking roles as we do. So it's I think people are fine.
Is it Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer? He said
Did you see James Cameron shitting on Oppenheimer?
No, what the fuck was he shitting on that for? He hasn't made a decent movie in 40 years.
He said, well, box office of that Avatar shit would disagree.
Doesn't mean it's decent.
I didn't watch it. I don't like Avatar.
I didn't like the first one either that much. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't mean they're decent.
But he was like,
what did he say?
when I watched Oppenheimer, I was kind of mad about Nolan because he didn't really talk about the bad things of nuclear weapons that much.
He
should have went right down that. He should have went right down that lane.
That is the whole theme of the film. Is he retarded? I mean, it's a kind of a rhetorical question at this point. I think that he is kind of retarded at this. He's not James Cameron anymore. Not the one that we grew up with, anyway. He's a complete retard.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. I thought Oppenheimer was fine.
The whole movie is about, that's kind of the whole thing that he's struggling with through the whole entire film, right? Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, he didn't get that. He said they only showed a scene in the audience. Oh, I think he was
everybody
really
in the
talking
chat,
about
he is town, yeah.
I think he's saying so he wishes that they would have shown a little bit more of the damage in Japan.
Oh, for fuck's sake! We don't have 20,000 movies that show that, including Godzilla.
Yeah. But yeah, Avatar, it's like the greatest movie with no hype. I don't feel the hype for it at all.
And I'm still questioning that second one because outside of people on the YouTube internets, I have yet to meet anybody in my actual life who has seen the second Avatar movie. So I'm just like, how is this movie so big? Nobody I know has seen it. But whatever.
Oppenheimer. It's okay.
Wasn't that a Warner Brothers movie?
Yeah. Here we continue here.
Yeah.
How do superheroes operate in a world of social media and fake news where everything they do can be misrepresented?
This is a setup question.
69.
Well, I think, the thing is you can't concern yourself with the people that are negative. I think that Superman is kind of new to.
He's talking about himself, I think.
Yeah. And the thing about James Gunn is he's pretty terminally online. I don't know if you've ever noticed that.
Yeah, well, let me say this much, because one of the people I talked to, because I said, what's the deal with all the, because like I said, the advertising and stuff, the clips they keep putting out, everything, it's almost like it's working against them. And basically they're like, yeah, James is just a big troll. He's doing the shit on purpose.
I got to be honest, the scene with Superman breaking into Luthor's office didn't bother me at all.
No, but he knew it would bother. You know what I mean? So that answers my question, because I've been saying this for a while. I'm like, is he doing this on purpose? Because you almost have to be doing this on purpose or that stupid, because that everybody's just going to totally turn this into what everybody's been saying this whole time, right? And what has he been putting out? These clips where everybody's like, oh, he's acting like a big baby. He's screaming and hollering. He's over emotional. But basically, from what I was told, not to get into too many spoiler territory here, those 2 scenes that we've seen are like basically the only 2 real outbursts he has in the entire movie. So, like, I said, so like, that's silly. Why is James doing this? And he's like, he's just a troll. He's a troll. He knows what he's doing. It's like, oh, well, it's not helping his case, I said. But then again, if you think about it, when everybody goes and sees it like us, and we're like, it's amazing, it's this, it's that, and the other, because we were expecting it to be so bad, right? Like, and that's kind of one thing I was saying last week. I'm like, I have a feeling that Superman's going to be the movie we walk out of going, it was not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, unless it's like amazing and we're all going to be like, yeah, it's great. But like, I have a feeling a lot more people are going to like it that thought they weren't going to like it. I just getting that vibe off it. But then we'll have to wait and see how it rolls. But James, I don't know. He's a character. That's all I can tell you.
Possibly. Let's continue.
Superhero. He's only been doing it for 3 years, and we learned that occasionally he looks online and he reads what people are saying about him. And because he's only been doing it for 3 years, it probably gets to him a little bit.
That's that's James Gunn. You know, it got to him. Some of that shit. A lot of the criticism that he gets. You know.
Well, and that's where I
think
was
he's doing better with
insinuating-
it now, but
Well, I was insinuating before when everybody's like, oh, this super shit campaign thing is, you know, him saying something about being canceled. I'm like, are you sure it's that or it's not the Snyder Bros?
what I don't like though is the self-insert of him putting his online bullshit in the movie.
We'll see how
which is
much
what
it
that
plays
is.
into it. Because, like, I don't know how
100%.
much it really is that. Right? We'll see. Because even he, which is weird, because in one of the other interviews, James Gunn said he relates more to Lex Luthor. Which is funny, but, like, okay.
Boom. What do you think?
Oh, is the monkey thing true then? Did anybody tell you
I think I don't know for sure, but I mean, I know I didn't ask that part specifically. I probably should have, but like, I do know that 99% of the shit we've seen is like from the earlier parts of the movie. So we're not seeing a lot of this movie yet. And I guess Grace Randolph did see it.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Social media embargo, she didn't even say anything yet other than that.
We still got a few days. She hates James Gunn. Didn't James Gunn take a shit on her once?
Yeah.
She's going to give it a bad review.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after. I know.
Me? I've been doing this for a long time. It's like you can't let that kind of stuff.
See, he even put it in there. Me? I've been doing this a long time. Superman was inspired by his issues that he used to have with social media.
I don't know about that, but
he's writing what he knows, Tom.
Well, because he said that at the time he was going through all this shit, he didn't want to do Superman, and he turned it down because he got offered Batman and Superman before Matt Reeves got offered Batman, basically. So, and then he turned around and decided to do Superman after Guardians 3.
Get to you. And I think that's true of Superman, and I think it's true of me.
Well, at least he admits it. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
self-aware. That's what I've gotten over the past few conversations I've had with people. Because like I said, I was thinking, like, is he that dumb or what's going on here? But I don't know. But Grace did say this much. She didn't say anything other than, I'm loving all your enthusiasm, but I'm under strict embargo. Just FYI, this hold screen before, because she has a picture of the Warner Brothers Discovery logo up. It says this is the hold screen before the screening started, not from the actual film itself. There is no WB logo, as Gunn recently announced. So she's actually, it sounds like she might be kind of more in, she might actually liked it. I don't know. If she liked it, that says a lot. Because, yeah, you're right. She don't like Gunn at all.
Cyber Chud for $4.99 says, Flash, I'm pretty sure this is Ellen DeGeneres doing a skit with a fake beard. He does kind of look like Ellen DeGeneres.
Does he look like Ellen DeGeneres, or does Ellen DeGeneres look like him?
Who's older?
I think it matters more about who looks more like a man in which case.
Well, Ellen does look like a man.
That's what I'm saying. So I would say she probably looks more like him. But I see what you're saying, though. He's got like
how
saggy
important
boobs.
Yeah.
Superman in a world where a person like Lex Luthor can be elected president. Is he president in this
important.
movie?
I think they're trying to get a Trump answer. It's like fishing for a Trump
Maybe.
reaction, I think.
No.
But I like those storylines where they do like a Lex Luthor as president sometimes. Like that's been a fun, and that's been a thing for a long time. They've done that several times in the comics.
That is kind of the more modern Lex. I mean, we have kind of like 3 or 4 different Lex Luthors at this point. You have like the old mad scientist version, then you have the philanthropist, like genius version, then you have the president version, whatnot. So, I mean, there's been kind of, sometimes he's bald, sometimes he's not. It just depends. But I think the non-bald ones are usually television oriented. But
Oh, maybe they're talking about someone else and likening Lex Luthor to that person.
Oh, is Lex Luthor Trump? I don't think so. I really don't. I don't. Everyone, please, don't make assumptions. Here we go.
Because Lex Luthor is going to take the world down with real estate.
I mean, I'll give James Gunn this. He may hate Trump and whatnot, but I wouldn't know it because he hasn't said anything, as far as I know. But I would assume that he probably is a lefty.
He for sure is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see that when you watch Peacemaker. But the Trump thing, he's done one thing, and that was, and you can interpret this however you want, but I saw what he was doing a little bit, is he dropped, I forget the name, I actually have the issue, but he dropped a picture of this old Golden Age World War II Superman comic where he's like, destroying a Nazi tank, and he posted it like right before the election, like right before election day. So it's just, it kind of was like, I was thinking, okay, I think he's doing the Trump's a Nazi bullshit again, and that's all he said. He didn't say anything. He just posted that.
That's
picture.
what I mean. You can interpret it that way if you wanted to. Right?
Yeah.
Which again, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if I walked in and said, "Hi, James Gunn." And we got talking, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck Trump." Or something like that. Because I've talked to a lot of celebrities where that's how our conversations used to end a lot of the time. It'd be surprising. It's kind of why I just quit talking to celebrities, and some just quit taking interviews with me because I got wrapped up in all this shit. So, yeah. You don't want to know the celebrities I've talked to that I had to sit there and listen to them go on their Trump tirades. So, yeah. Because you'll probably lose some respect for them.
I think that, Superman is more important's a hard word, but I think he's more desired than ever. I think that we all want to have people in power who have our best interests in mind. And in going to see Superman, you see that Superman is that person. He's got a lot of power, and he cares about everyone. And he cares about, looking after the little man. And I think that we live in a world with a lot of negativity. We look in a world with a lot of anger, a lot of mean discourse online. And I think that Superman is...
I paused on the same thing. Yeah. There's a lot he wants to say that he's not saying.
But he's playing ball, because I'm sure Zaslav told him no anti-Trump shit. Because as much as people like to hate on Zaslav, that's one thing I do know about him is he is technically a conservative, as far as I know. So,
well, hating on Trump would be bad.
That's one of the reasons why Hollywood has ZDS so bad, because they know it. So yeah.
How much has he mentioned like mean discourse, social media? This Superman is really sort of formed because of online stuff?
Yeah.
I hope it's not that.
I'll address it when this is over.
It's kindness. He represents kindness, and that is such a simple thing. And I don't think that when I was, 12 years old, I think I'd be making a movie about kindness because it's in short supply. But hopefully that Superman inspires people just to be a little more kind to each other.
There you go.
Now, I don't think so. Him bringing up Superman, the social media aspect it's either going to be a really interesting angle or it's going to like backfire. Because you could do interesting stuff. Because that would suit you. You would think he probably would. He probably would take it a little personal if he's getting a bunch of shit online because he does so much good.
Well,
So
and that's kind of what I got from that scene, right? Is Lois is whether she's doing it intentionally as Lois Lane the reporter, or she's doing it as his girlfriend, going like, kind of giving him like a bit of a lesson of like, this is what you're going to face out in the real world kind of thing. And, you know, that's where he just kind of loses it. But yeah, like he's just trying to say like, I'm trying to do the right thing. And all anybody wants to do is like tear me down. Right. And I've heard that's like kind of part of the film, right? Like the whole point of the movie is basically that the world needs to learn that it needs Superman and Superman to be Superman. So, yeah. And the truth justice thing I wouldn't worry about either because it's not even said in the film, I guess. So